Hello everyone, welcome to the Power Academy. In our today's topic, we would like to discuss about a new Chinese toy because this new toy has came up with a new features and the some of the features for you to know about these exam purposes. And the Chinese communist authoritarian regime is looking to become a leading global players in robotics by 2025. And this communist regime also wants its country to produce state of craft military equipment to show their superiority over USA. Along with this, they also have a dream to dominate the world militarily and economically. To show their superiority in the robotics, now they came up with a new robot called the quad robot. According to the Chinese state media, the China has developed the world's largest electric powered quadruped bionic robot, which is expected to join logistic delivery and reconnaissance missions in complex environments that have proven too difficult for the human soldiers, such as the remote border regions and the high risk combat zones. Now let's know little about what is quad robot. The China is not the first nations who have developed the quadruped robot, but there are so many countries those who are working on it. Before the China, the USA, Japan, South Korea and the other countries are also working on this technology. And the quad robots are of two types. The first one is mammal type, the second one is sprawling type. Both are almost the same, but they have some differences on the basis of their movements and the weight carrying capabilities. The world is now working on basically the mammal type quad robot because its transportation cost can be reduced by increasing its velocity. And the mammal type and the advantages of the sprawling type. There are only one advantage, and the advantage is they can generate the high speed energy efficiency walking. The high stability comes from the large supporting leg polygon and the low center of gravity. And the US's Boston Dynamic have already developed a robot called the Titan 13 in 2005. So the Chinese media is basically hyping this news by using their filthy money and the propaganda machines all around the world. Let's keep the Chinese media's intentions aside. Let's talk about the what China has developed according to them, according to the Chinese media. So the Chinese media basically saying its robots, robust structures and the off-road capabilities were meant to withstand the most challenging off-grid military missions. The Chinese robot Yak can conquer a variety of terrains from cliffs and the trenches to desert, snowfields and the muddy roads. Although its size is pretty massive, but it can perform a series of unexpected movements such as jumping, running, turning or the walking diagonally. According to state media, this is due to 12 steps of modules in the additions to highly advanced sensors that allowed it to be aware of its surrounding. This awareness goes far beyond an obstacle avoidance, as the bionic quadruped was meant to collect the tactical informations on the battlefields, in the additions to its obvious benefits for the logistics, as they can be used in the strategic military operations in most challenging and the remote areas, and it can be used in all weather conditions. The robot is also strong enough to carry the 352 pounds, which is 160 kg, and can sprint at the 6 mile per hour, which is 10 km per hour. This is the special capacity the robot have, because no one has ever developed such a robot which can carry that much of weight and that can sprint at that speed. That is why this robot is very special, according to the Chinese media, because this robot has not been revealed in the wear zone or any kind of difficulty zone that it can perform. The last year, the Chinese tech giant Xiaomi had unveiled the Cyber Dog, a bionic quad robot called the Titan, with an high precision environmental sensing systems and the 11 high precision sensor distributed throughout its body that can communicate the data to its artificial intelligent control brain in real time. They also have developed a quadruped bionic robot called the Geda, a bionic mechanical dog. The robotic dog is almost the same size as a living dog, and it weighs 32 kg with a capacity to carry a full load of 40 kg items. These are all according to the Chinese media. They have only released some photo and the tweets to provide the information to prove their presence in the robotic industry technology. But to prove their presence in the robotic industrial technology, they have to come up with an structures which can perform the difficult task according to them. Then and only then they can come up with an robots which can prove their presence in the robotic industry. Now we would like to talk about the Chinese intention in robotic industry. The Chinese Communist Party is looking for the new source of income. They are trying to move from the mundane investment to some unique one. So that is why their goal is now becoming a global innovations hub by 2025. The global innovation hub for robotics. The Chinese Ministry of Industry and the Information Technology revealed the operating income from the country's robotic industry is expected to grow by around 20% per year between 2021 and 2025 due to their investment in the robotic industry. To achieve its goal by 2025 of becoming a worldwide robotic innovation center, the China has proposed a strategy. Now, what is the strategy? Concentrating on improvements to the essential components such as servometers and the control panels. As per 2021, the World Robot Report, South Korea, Singapore, Japan were the top 3 most automated countries in Southeast Asia or the Asia Pacific region. Why the China is getting into the robotic market and why they are interested about militarizing the robotic technology? What is the reason behind it? The China is diversifying its technology in every sphere. They are trying to get into an cutting edge technology which previously dominated by USA, Japan, South Korea and the most of the European countries. By the way, these countries are still dominating. The USA, Korea, Japan, they are still dominating the robotic market. And the Europe is slowly but steadily getting into the market. They are also researching on this market. So to keep their edge over them, they are trying their best. The Chinese are trying their best to overcome the USA and the other nations. And they have also started the border conflict with India. They have started the border conflict against the India, a country never invaded any other country in his own history. The China tried to capture the India's eastern Ladakh sector by invading the India's land. And now the Chinese soldiers are facing the harsh weather system due to the, what is the reason? Due to the extreme weather, extreme cold. And due to this, their soldiers becoming unreliable to guard their own sections. They are facing the frostbite and the other problems regarding the cold weather. And that is why the Chinese army trying to deploy the robotic army as they promised. According to their state media, they said that they will going to install the robotic army in the Ladakh regions, but they were unable to install it. And the Ladakh region being an hard and the harsh and the very porous regions, their development in the quad robot is accelerating the momentum. They wants to install the quad robot in the such areas like the Ladakh, in Tibet, in Arunachal Pradesh border region, these kinds of area, in the Sikkim regions, these kinds of areas. In these regions, they wants to install their projects. That is why they are investing heavily in these robotic projects, and to invest in the robotic project to get the earn from this robotic project, to get the profit from the robotic project, they are investing heavily to export the robots to the other friendly countries of theirs, of they think they are the friendly to them. So that is why the China is investing heavily in the robotic industry. But in my view, the Chinese are very unreliable. Chinese technology is very unreliable. But because the Chinese are very good in the reverse engineering and the copying, they copy everything. They copy the every goods available in the international market. That is why their organizations are not research and developing, they are copying from the other goods. Their goods are copying of the United States goods, their goods are copying of the Japan's goods. All of their fighter jets are the Russian copy. Their submarines are also from the Russian submarine design. Their space program is also based upon the Russian technology. And the Chinese weapons are never tested in the battlefield. And the battlefield compatibility is almost zero for these weapons, for the fighter jets. That is why they were unable to sell their own fighter jets to the other nations. The other nations were not interested to buy the Chinese goods because of that, because they are not battle tested. And the Chinese government spends billions of dollars around the world only to spread the Chinese propaganda. The Chinese Communist Party is spreading the billions of dollars into the media, in the Western media, only to spread the advancement of the Chinese technology. They think they are pure. They think their technology is based upon the research and development. But if they were pure, then why are they investing heavily in the other media sections? Because of that, their technology is not pure. They are inferior to the others technology which is available around the world with the other countries. That is why they are spending the huge amounts of money in the other in the media sections, in the other countries media sections. But their advancement is hollowed. All their research and development goods are hollow. They are the hollow promises to the world. They just want to sell their goods to the world in the name of being very goods. But the world is not accepting this today's time. The world is losing the confidence on the Chinese goods day in and day out. So until their quad robot proven compatible according to the battlefield, until then world should not fall into this propaganda trap of the Chinese hegemonic designs. The China designed this kind of trap to put the world in the propaganda machines. And this is how they force the world to spend the money in a technology which is far to achieve. That is why these technological advanced countries like USA, Japan are spending the huge amounts of money to develop this kind of technology. But they came up from nowhere and came up with a new technology. They call that this is massive. They have the new features. So the world have to believe it. The world should not believe it. World should put down the Chinese claims. And thoroughly, their claims are hollow. So now we have reached our question sections. And our today's question is, what is the name of the line between the India and the China border? The first option is Redcliffe Line. Second option is Durand Line. Third option is McMahon Line. Fourth is Silent Line. Fifth is 15-degree parallel line. And the second question is related to the UPSC. And the question is how Chinese propaganda is hurting the world's geopolitics and the geoeconomics. If you have any doubt about this topic, or if you want me to talk about any other topics, you can comment on the comment sections, or you can mail me to my email address, which is tuhin.power.academy@gmail.com. Thank you very much. Thank you for your time.